Hello everybody, this is Peachy here. I am just doing a video tutorial on your animal diversity portfolio. This should be pretty simple. What you're going to be doing is looking at 3 different types of animals and describing how that animal maintains homeostasis by regulating the nutrients and waste products in and out of the body, making sure the body has enough oxygen, getting rid of carbon dioxide, being able to interact and sense its environment, as well as being able to maintain, body temperature and stuff like that. So if you look at the screen here, you will see your course tree on the side, and this is like all the different lessons. And then if I move forward here to this particular unit, they're going to give you a link for the rubric. I'm going to ask that you use the one instead on my website. It's pretty much the same, but it offers a little bit more information. So here is my website, and you guys hopefully have all seen this by now. And if we scroll down to, and it could be under honors or regular, it doesn't matter, animal diversity template and animal diversity rubric. Let's look at the rubric first. You'll see here that I just offer a little bit more instruction at the top of what you're going to need to do. To survive, all animals must maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis is a relatively constant internal environment. To do this, all animals need to gather and respond to information in their environment, obtain and distribute nutrients and oxygen throughout their bodies, and collect and eliminate waste. An animal's body systems, its circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, musculoskeletal system, and nervous system all work together to maintain homeostasis. What you're going to be doing is looking at 3 different animals: an invertebrate animal, a chordate, which is primarily vertebrate animals, but there are a few invertebrates in there. Mostly the sea squirt is considered an invertebrate chordate. Chordates, but not primates. So no monkeys, no apes, no human beings in there. And then a primate. Okay? And you are going to get a picture of that animal. So for example, if you decide to do a shark for your chordate, and then you'd have a picture of a shark, and maybe not just a shark, but like a hammerhead shark or nurse shark or something more specific. So you want the species, not just monkey, but what kind of monkey you're using if you get to the primates. And you're going to explain how that organism gathers and responds to information in their environment, obtains and distributes nutrients and oxygen throughout their bodies, and collects and eliminates waste. Now that part can be confusing for some people, so I'm going to explain in more detail what that means. You're also going to explain how your chosen chordate fits into the cladogram of chordates. Again, can be kind of confusing, so we're going to explain what that means here. So going back to my website, I'm going to pick up the template. We're going to open that up here. And you can download this as a Microsoft PowerPoint, or you can edit the Google slide and save. You actually have to make a copy of this. I believe you start here, or maybe it's this one. You're going to add it to your drive, make a copy of it, and then you can edit it. So I've hopefully made this very simple. Place your title and your name here. The name of your invertebrate animal, your picture. Tell us about how your animal interacts with the environment. Basically, this is a description of their nervous system and how they use their senses, hearing, touch, taste, smell, and sight, to perceive the world around them. Make sure it's in your own words. Okay? How does your animal eat? Okay, this should be a picture of your animal or their digestive system. Describe the digestive system of your animal, how it eats, how it poops, because that's how it gets rid of its waste, right? Again, making sure you use your own words. How does your animal breathe? Describe the circulatory system here. Don't just say they breathe oxygen, but tell me how their body system works. How do they get rid of carbon dioxide? Again, a picture of your animal or the circulatory system here. A cladogram. Remember, a cladogram is kind of showing how it's related to other animals. So you're going to have to Google cladogram. And for example, let's say I was doing the hammerhead shark, I would Google cladogram of hammerhead shark. And I'd try to find one that has sharks on it. And I can kind of walk you through that process in a moment. And I get a cladogram. Do a Google search for the name of your animal plus cladogram. Make sure you find a cladogram with the group your animal belongs to, such as mollusk, cnidaria, etc., and common characteristics. In this section, you'll explain why what traits your animal has it fits into the group it is in. You also need to state what groups it belongs into. So let's do a little search, a Google search here. Okay. So it's very unlikely that I'm going to find a cladogram with a hammerhead shark, but I might find a cladogram with a shark. Because sharks are, pretty common animals. Or sharks are considered fish, and they are part of the cartilaginous fish. So I might find that. So here's something you might look at that, oh, this is a cladogram and it has sharks on it. But see, it doesn't have any characteristics. It doesn't tell us, what features makes it in that category. So that wouldn't be good. It takes a little bit of time sometimes to find these things. So don't be discouraged if you don't find it right away. Alright, well, I'm looking down and I don't see anything that really fits. So I'm going to make it a little bit more of a broad search. And I'm going to try jaking out the word hammerhead and just seeing if I can get a shark cladogram. And that might not be specific enough yet. This one's taking a second to load up. We're going to wait on that one. Here we go. This is a great one here. So let me just pull my little box. You can see it a little bit better. Here we have a cladogram including sharks. And they are considered sharks because they're vertebrates. That's where they fall. So they fall into the category of vertebrate animals. It's it's not the best actually. It's a decent looking cladogram. So here's another one. It's a little bit better. It's a shark and it has lungs. But this is also kind of simple. It's not giving us a lot of information. Let's see this one here. This isn't really breaking it down into different types of fish, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's see. There are a lot of these that really kind of give us the same characteristics for a cladogram. Here's one. It's a little bit better. It says it fits into the category of sharks, right here. And it has the characteristics of having teeth, being vertebrate, having one body segment, a mouth, being an animal, and being multicellular. That might work. Seems a little less than scientific, but so basically that's, how you do it. You don't make up these characteristics on your own. You just look at the characteristics that are given on the cladograms, and that's going to help you to make sure that you have a description of the characteristics that make your animal belong in that group. Okay, here's another one. This is a better one. This is probably the best I've seen here. So sharks have paired fins and 2 jaws. Okay, and they also might have the characteristic of fin rays and prismatic cartilage. So this is probably the best one I've seen that kind of gives the most details of what makes a shark a shark. Okay, so that's what would go into that final area. You would just copy and paste the cladogram here and describe the features that makes the animal fit in the cladogram. You're going to do the same things for your non-chordate or your chordate non-primate and your primate. And then finally, make sure you have a works cited including at least 3 resources, and you should have way more than 3. And make sure you're using MLA formatting when you make your citations. That's it. That's all you need to do for this particular portfolio. Of course, if you want to change the background and make it pretty fancy and stuff like that, you are welcome to do so. But the minimum you need to do is what's up here on the template. All right, everybody. If you have any additional questions, feel free to give me a call or send me an email, and I look forward to reading your portfolios.